What's up, everybody? This is your girl, Miss Terrell. Thank you for stopping by my channel. Be sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell down below, so that way you know when we have our tea talks. For our new subscribers, I appreciate y'all stopping through, checking me out, and everything. Please be sure to share, 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 share. Y'all know how I am. I'm not gonna tarry too long. But I have a tea talk conversation that was pretty much it came about from an email that I had a tea talker ask for advice in regards to how am I able to run my businesses and be able to do so much with my time. And so it was a really good conversation to have because it's not one that is always openly discussed. Many times, we say that we can catch up and see things on social media, but at the same time, it's just one of those things where there's a reason why cell phones is spelled with a CELL. You know what I'm saying? It's to cage you to be in a trans spot where time can go by so fast or so slow. It all depends. It's almost like a little time warp if you think about it. Like if you ever notice, like when you go to court buildings and what may not, wherever you're not able to take electronics, time go by mad slow. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like you got to think of it like we all have the same 24 hours in a day. So this conversation was so interesting that I wanted to bring a couple of the tips over here to y'all fellow tea talkers. It's a new year. We're not trying to have the same old happened last year. I get it. I understand it. We are all here together. So I'm going to give you maybe like my top 3, and then we're going to finish this conversation over in the Warrior community on Patreon. Okay. Number 1, know your worth. Know your worth. In time, I found in time, whatever situationships or relationships that were stagnant or stale, they fell to the side. I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to put no extra effort into it. It pretty much pre-qualified itself to be eligible for the next chapter, to go with me to the next season. So when you find that you're in a place, or like I told her, when you're in a place where you just feel like you just outgrown certain things, like, then cool. Just it's not a requirement for me to make sure you're entertained along whatever it is you choose to do. Meanwhile, it's going to starve what it is I got going on. At some point, when do I come first in a give situationship or relationship, and there's nothing being replenished back to me? Like, you're always filling someone's cup until what? It runs out. And then when it runs out, what happens? Well, that person's no longer thirsty no more, but you are. So know your worth, know your time. Know that your time is worth more than what we sit on social media and just dwell away and idolize and worship things that aren't really to be fruitful for our time and for our purpose. Okay? So, number 2, I say this to everybody. Time is your currency. You get what you want when you decide to exchange time for it. Okay? I don't like wasting my money, so therefore I'm not going to waste my time. Okay? Let's say household essentials, for example. I don't like going to the laundromat. I couldn't care to go to the laundromat because in my head, while I'm washing clothes, I can be doing something else. So instead of me deciding to go out and splurge on something that I can't receive an investment back on, why not go and get something that's going to help me utilize my time more and be able to multitask? This is how I make sure that the time that I spend on things is worth what it is that I'm receiving back. There's nothing worse than you spending time in any type of situation, trial, tribulation, man, chick, or child, it don't matter. And you just sitting here and you just like, well, what the hell am I getting back? I don't know. Let's think about it. Because anytime you give, there should be some type of receiving coming from the opposite end. It's called reciprocity. But time don't have that type of advantage. Time is very disrespectful. It don't care if you got a bad day, good day, sideways day, mediocre day, nonchalant day. time's going to continue to tick. So if it's going to continue to tick, why should I sit here and waste my time? You are what you spend your time on. You are what your time buys. So if all you're worrying about is how to be able to watch somebody else ass shake, this, that, and the third, y'all listening to these rap songs, and these same hip hop artists are the very ones that are talking about guns blazing, pistol whipping, won't fight harder for their kids, and they do street corners, and yet they doing prison reform. So you're gonna influence me to get locked up and then try to get me out, but don't got the same advantage. Because see, with money and your time, and you got pool all day. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Like, no, like we all got the same 24 hours in a day. If you choose to continue on with the same pattern, it's for me to continue to keep moving on mine too. Like, you selfish as shit if you want me to stop what I'm doing. Oh, because you're stagnant. Why should I continue to die with you? Why can't I continue to grow? Because you don't know how. Well, that means your chapter is ended, and my time has gained more value, I've realized. Because instead of me just wasting my time away, I'm willing to do something that's going to be able to have me see that there's some type of retirement plan on what I spend my time on. It makes sense, right? Comment down below. Let me know if it resonates. Because I'm pretty sure it does with a lot of people. 2020 gave us a lot of time to sit on our ass. But devaluing time is one of those examples of a law of failure. Because nothing comes from you just sitting there being stalemate. Nothing comes from you being idle. But you idolizing everybody else moving. But yet then you're upset that you can't do moves because you wasted your time. But you're not going to be upset at yourself. You're going to blame the economy. You're going to blame the shortages of scholarships and grants. You're going to blame it on everything else but yourself. And that's why with the time that you have, you don't have shit to show for it. It's how the cookie crumbles. You gain wisdom, gain education, continue to read and learn beyond a textbook. Because these motherfuckers are running everything. So it's not as if like you're reading about the first person that discovered something. You actually have to go and dig for that information. Continue to educate yourself. You can't get time back. You can't pay for it to come back. It's very disrespectful. But what you can do is be useful of the time that you have. It's nothing worse than someone having time to make a difference, but they don't want to change. And there's a lot of folks out there that are selfish like that. So I'm going to leave that there. Be sure that y'all like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. If y'all interested in any of my art, please be sure that you go over to the Etsy shop. All of those links are down below. And I will see y'all later in the warrior community to chit-chat, talk about this a little bit more later. All right. Bye.